If you receive Social Security, use Medicare, or already retired, pay attention. Some changes in 2026 could directly affect the money that actually goes into your account. And the most important detail is this: not all seniors will be affected in the same way. Some people may see their payments increase. Others may find that some of that increase was offset by Medicare discounts, some may save on medication, and others may end up paying more than they expected simply because they didn't review their plan carefully. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to show you the 4 changes you need to check out before 2026. And stay with me until the end, because the last change involves taxes, and many people confuse deductions with automatic cashback. And if you want to understand Social Security, Medicare, and senior benefits in a simple way, without confusion or complicated language, subscribe to the channel now. That way you won't miss the next important updates. Let's start with the first change. The first thing you need to look out for in 2026 is Social Security. Each year, benefits may be subject to a cost of living adjustment, known as COLA. In practice, this adjustment exists to try to keep up with rising prices: food, rent, energy, medicine, transportation. All of this weighs on the wallet, especially for those who live on a fixed income. So, when a new COLA comes out, many people think, "Great, my pay is going to increase." Yes, the gross value may increase, but here's the point that many people only realize after the deposit arrives. An increase in Social Security benefits doesn't automatically mean all that extra money will appear neatly in your account. Because many seniors have Medicare Part B deducted directly from their Social Security payment. So, if your benefit increases, but the Medicare premium also goes up, the net amount may not increase as much as you expected. And that's why you shouldn't just look at the headline saying that Social Security is going up. The most important number isn't just the gross increase. The most important number is the net value. That's what actually goes into your account. This is what pays for food, rent, medicine, gas, transportation, household bills, and monthly expenses. So, when you receive your Social Security notification, take your time to review it, see what your benefit was before, see what the new gross value will be, and then see how much will actually be deposited into your account after the deductions. This simple comparison can prevent a lot of confusion, because two people can receive the same type of benefit but have very different results. One may pay a different Medicare amount, another may have a higher income. Another option might offer an additional discount. Another person may receive benefits as a spouse or widower. So don't compare your pay with that of a friend, neighbor, or relative. Compare your payment with your own official notification. This is the safest way to understand what has really changed for you. Now, the second change is directly related to this: Medicare. And here's where a lot of people get confused. Medicare isn't just one thing. There is Part A, Part B, Part C, which is Medicare Advantage, and Part D, which is medication coverage. And each part can affect your wallet in a different way. But the most common mistake is this: just look at the monthly premium. Many people choose or stick to a plan thinking, this one is cheap. But cheap per month doesn't always mean cheap per year. A plan might have a low premium, but charge more when you use a specialist, hospital, exam, treatment, or medication. Another plan might seem less flashy, but it could better cover what you actually use. So the right question isn't just, how much do I pay per month? The right question is, how much could this plan cost me over the course of a year? This changes everything. If you have original Medicare, you may have different costs than someone on Medicare Advantage. If you have a separate Part D, you need to review your medications. If you have Medicare Advantage, you need to review your network of doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, copays, deductibles, and spending limit. And here's a simple piece of advice: don't automatically stick with the same plan just because it worked last year. The problem is that the plan can change without you realizing it. Your doctor may leave the network, your hospital may no longer be included. The pharmacy you use may no longer be your preferred one. A drug can change tiers. An extra benefit may change, a copay can increase. And sometimes people only discover this when they already need to use it. This is the worst time to find out. Imagine scheduling an appointment and discovering that your doctor is no longer online, or arriving at the pharmacy and realizing that the medicine has become more expensive. Or you might need a specialist and discover that the plan requires an authorization you weren't expecting. That's why the Medicare review needs to be done beforehand, calmly, not when the problem has already appeared. If you use Medicare Advantage, pay special attention to the extra benefits. Many plans advertise dental, vision, hearing, transportation, gym membership, benefits card, or other add-ons. These benefits can be useful, yes, but they shouldn't be the main reason for choosing a plan. Before getting excited about any extra benefits, check out the basics. Is your doctor still online? Is your hospital covered? Do your experts accept the plan? Are your medications still available? Is your pharmacy still a good option? What is deductible? What are the co-pays? What is the maximum out-of-pocket capacity? This last point is very important. The maximum out-of-pocket amount is the maximum you can pay out-of-pocket for covered services during the year. According to the plan's rules, many people are unaware of this number. But if you have an emergency, surgery, hospitalization, or more expensive treatment, that limit can make a big difference. So, before choosing a plan just because it seems cheap or because it promises extra benefits, look at the whole package. The plan needs to work for your real life, not for propaganda. Now comes a change that could ease the financial burden for those who take expensive medication every month, but only if you pay attention to one word: covered. In 2026, those using Medicare Part D need to pay close attention to the annual out-of-pocket spending limit for covered medications. This change could greatly help people who use expensive medications, especially those who take medication continuously and feel the burden of it month after month. But, again, the most important word here is covered. The limit applies to medicines covered by Part D. This means you need to check if your medications are listed on your plan's formulary. The formulary is the list of medications that the plan covers. And here's another important detail: it's not enough for the medicine to just appear on the list. You need to see which tier it's in. You need to see how much it costs. You need to check if prior authorization is required. You need to see if step therapy exists. You need to check if your pharmacy is preferred within that plan. Because two plans may cover the same medication, but the cost to you may be different. And the same person may pay more or less depending on the pharmacy chosen. Let's put this simply. Imagine that you take 3 medications every month. You look at a plan and think everything is fine, but then he discovers that one of the medications ended up in a more expensive tier. Another one needs authorization, and the pharmacy you always use is no longer the preferred pharmacy for that plan. Result: you may end up paying more, even if you thought you were protected. Therefore, if you take medication, don't review your plan based solely on the plan name or monthly cost. Review using your actual list of medications. Get the names of the medications. Check the dosage. Check the frequency. Check which pharmacy you use, and compare it with the 2026 plan. This step may seem tedious, but it can prevent an expensive surprise. And here's another important point. The best plan for one person may not be the best plan for another, even though they are both the same age. Even if they live in the same city. Even though both use Medicare. Why? Because one takes different medications. Another uses different doctors. Another prefers a different pharmacy. Another one has a different health condition. Another one travels more. Another one needs specialists. So be wary of generic advice such as, "This plan is the best." Better for whom? For which medicine? Which doctor? Which pharmacy? For what budget? For what purpose? The plan needs to be good for you. Now, the fourth change involves taxes. And here I want to proceed cautiously, because many people get confused. When seniors hear about deductions, some think it means automatic money going into their account. But that's not how it works. Deduction is not a check. Deduction is not an automatic deposit. A deduction doesn't mean everyone will get that amount back. Deduction means that a portion of your income can be deducted for tax purposes, depending on your situation. The actual impact depends on your income, your filing status, the other deductions you use, and how your tax return is prepared. So, if you are 65 or older, this is an area that deserves attention. especially if you receive Social Security, have a pension, make IRA or 401k withdrawals, have investments, work part-time, or have any other source of income. Because depending on the combination, part of your Social Security may be taxable. And many people don't expect that. To person thinks, I'm already retired, so I don't need to worry so much about taxes. But in many cases, it is necessary, especially when there are multiple sources of income. And you have another income-related issue that could affect Medicare. Some beneficiaries pay more for Medicare because of their income. This additional value is known as IRMAA, and often the person receives a letter saying they will pay more for Part B or for medication coverage. However, this charge may be based on income from previous years. So imagine a person who worked, earned more, and then retired. Current income has decreased, but the calculation may be based on previous income. Or imagine someone who became widowed, divorced, lost income, or went through a major life change. In these cases, it may be worthwhile to check if there is a possibility of requesting a review. I'm not saying that everyone will be able to reduce it, but I'm saying that many people pay without even understanding where that amount came from. And when you understand the rule, at least you know what to ask and what to check. Now, in addition to these 4 changes, there's a warning that needs to be included in any conversation about benefits. Blows. Whenever there are changes to Social Security, Medicare, taxes, or benefits, scammers show up too. They know that many seniors are trying to understand the new rules. They know that a complicated letter can be frightening. They know that the word benefit attracts attention. And they use this to create fear and a sense of urgency. So beware of calls saying your Social Security will be canceled if you don't confirm your information. Beware of messages promising extra money immediately. Beware of anyone asking for your Medicare number to send you a new card. Beware of people who ask for bank details to release benefits. Beware of offers that seem too good to be true. The rule is simple. If someone is pressuring you to act now, stop. If someone asks for personal information over the phone, be suspicious. If someone promises guaranteed benefits without analyzing your case, be suspicious. If someone tells you that you need to pay a fee to receive an official benefit, be suspicious. Scammers want you to act out of fear, but decisions about Social Security, Medicare, and taxes should be made calmly. Read the letters, check the source, ask someone you trust for help if you need it. And use official channels whenever possible. Now let's turn all of this into a simple checklist. Before 2026, check these points. First, review your Social Security notice. Don't just look at the increase, look at the net value. Second, check the Medicare discount. See if the Part B premium has changed and how that affects the money deposited into your account. Third, review your Medicare plan. Don't just choose based on premium rates. Look at doctors, hospitals, specialists, co-pays, deductibles, and spending limits. Fourth, check your medications. Check if they're still covered, what tier they're in, how much they cost, and if your pharmacy is still a good option. Fifth, be careful with Medicare Advantage. Extra benefits can help, but doctors, hospitals, and medication come first. Sixth, pay attention to taxes. If you are 65 or older, see if any deductions apply to you, but remember, deductions are not automatic cash. Seventh, be careful with letters and deadlines. Some letters are purely informational, others require action. Don't throw them away without reading them. 8. Be wary of unexpected calls and messages, especially if they ask for your Social Security number, Medicare number, or bank details. And perhaps the most important point of all is this: don't make decisions automatically. Don't stick to a plan just because you've always had that plan. Don't switch plans just because someone called offering an extra benefit. Don't ignore a letter because it seems complicated. Don't assume your pay will be the same as someone else's. And don't wait until you need medicine, a doctor, or a hospital to find out that something has changed. The best time to review is beforehand. Take it easy, with your documents in hand. With your list of medications with the names of their doctors. With their official announcements, and, if needed, with help from someone you trust. Because the goal isn't to memorize all the rules. The goal is to know where to look, knowing what questions to ask, knowing which numbers to compare, and to avoid surprises that could have been prevented. In summary, by 2026, seniors need to pay attention to at least 4 key areas. Social Security, because of COLA, Medicare, because of the costs and plan changes. Part D, due to the limit on covered medication expenses. And taxes, because of rules that may affect people age 65 or older. These changes can help, but they only truly help when you understand how they apply to your specific situation. So, before ignoring a letter, automatically sticking to the same plan, or assuming your payment will be the same as someone else's, review your information carefully. And to continue protecting yourself and better understanding its benefits, also watch the video that is appearing on the screen now. He can help you understand another important change that many people end up overlooking.